Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name's Ashton and we're in Ravenscar today exploring the Ravenscar Tunnel. I'm here today with Johnny from Wet Dog FBK.
Good morning.
So we're going to have a look through the tunnel and look at the current condition. Also we're going to have a look at the Ravenscar railway station. Now this tunnel was opened in 1885. In today's video we'll be taking a look at the condition of the 279-yard Ravenscar Tunnel, as well as the Ravenscar railway station that was located slightly south. Part of the Scarborough and Whitby Railway, the railway line that ran between Scarborough and Whitby, opening in 1885 and closing in 1965 as part of the Beeching Acts. So looking back that way towards Ravenscar station, which we're going to explore later on, looking back towards Scarborough there, so we're in quite a cutting here. It's a bit overgrown still, so the veggies started to die down, but not in this cutting. Cutting's probably about 40 or 50 feet. And here is the south portal of the Ravenscar Tunnel. I can clearly see it's got a typical horseshoe shaped design for a tunnel. And then slightly further in, probably about 10 or 15 yards, it's been bricked up where the doors were open. So you've got where it looks like here wing walls. Now it was driven through sandstone, I believe. And majority of the tunnel is made out of stone with a brick arch. So when we get in there, I want to show you what the condition's like. So you can clearly see here that the door is open. And as you can see, as we enter the tunnel, you've got our first refuge on the right here as we enter the south portal. See the red brick arch at the top here. And it's slightly damp at the bottom. Bit of a collapse. Or is it being filled in by the spoil you can just see here. Now it's quite dry for the majority of the tunnel throughout. We've had a little walk through. Here's a look to the left. Now just to the bottom right, you can see here there's a lot of bricks, but they're not part of the tunnel. Now you can see we're slightly further in, and it's pretty much straight until you get to the northwest side. And you can see the brick arch at the top, red brick. And here we've got another refuge to the right. Still fairly dry at this part, slight erosion on the brick there. That's looking back to the south portal where we entered. Now to the left of it up here, you can see we've got a few old cable brackets. We've got a nice rusted one here. And you've got a few eroded ones up there, you can see one there. And if I just track back a little bit, you've got another one here, another one here, and you've got quite a few going back towards the south portal. I'm not going to bore you with too many, but there you go. Looks like here we've got a some sort of distance marker here, chain marker I believe it is. So I'm guessing that's heading from the northern portal. To my left here we've got another refuge, still in decent condition. Bit of erosion in the brick here, and you can just see how there's a bit of water ingress seeping through. So here's just a look at the roof up here. Looks like there's a lot of soot that still remains from when the trains used to bomb through. And like I said, this was closed in 1965, so a long time ago since it was last used. I forgot to mention it was a single bore tunnel. And to the right here, we've got another refuge now. This one looks quite tall compared to the other ones that I've just shown you. Again, we've got a brick arch here, and there are actually two tunnels on this line. The other one known as False Grave, I believe, which is partially filled in, but
And apparently it was on a very steep gradient, it's about 1 in 39 gradient, the line, as it headed up the coast. Now this tunnel is actually quite in decent condition. Now as we do enter further into the tunnel, we're still in the straight part of it. We've got another refuge to the left, and we are coming up to a curve going northwest. Here we've got a slight little bit of graffiti. Got a little slight gap just down there. I don't know if that's by erosion or if that was some kind of old drainage channel, which looks like it might have been potentially filled in. So we've got another refuge on the right here that's in decent condition. Tall sort of stone base, you can see, and the red brick, bit of soot on the top there, good condition once again. So we are now approaching the curve that heads northwest. At the northern end, another refuge to the left here. Here we've got another refuge to the right. We've got some concrete beam here. I'm not sure what that was for, if it was part of the railway. And here you can see a little bit of erosion in the stone here, because it does get quite damp. You can see there how damp it is. More erosion there within the wall. And you can see where it's fallen down here. And as we head further northwest of the tunnel, you can see here a bit more erosion in the wall. How some of these stone has fallen down to water ingress. You can see it is a little bit more damp at the top there with the soot and a few more cable brackets that just go along the line there. And there's a little bit more erosion here. You can see how damp it's been and how much of the stone has come down. It's a lot more damp in this refuge. As you can just see a little bit of water seeping through the hole there. And we are at a more damper section. You can see up there how damp it's starting to get. I mean, it's not overly pouring down, but it's you can hear the water seeping through as we actually head towards the northwest. You can see how we're approaching a curve, so the majority of the south of the tunnel was kind of quite straight. You can see Johnny back there. And interesting work of art. A little bit more erosion just here, as you can see on the ground where it's all fallen down. Here we've got another refuge on the right. Looks like we've had a bit of modern repair work done here. As you can see, it's actually made of brick, this one, so you can see modern brick repair. That's replaced the old stonework. I'm not sure if it did have any major decay and collapse to a point where they had to restructure, or if this was the original. It looks like it was more recent, because you can just tell there's a lot of a change in the arch brick and the base brick. There's a lot more water ingress coming as we head along. You can see more collapse here, and it's quite damp. You can just see how much here it is. I'm not going to take that down like I did at Burdale. Well, you can see all the water ingress and how it's decaying the tunnel. Very small quantities. See a bit more erosion here. It is quite damp now as we head towards that curve. You can see the curve here on the front there. Slight repairs, I'm guessing, there, but it is really damp in this section. Water ingress is start to seep through, and we're even getting dripped on. And to the left here, we've got another refuge. See all the old soot that's on the side there. Decay starting to happen. Looks like we've got some kind of metal bracket here. I'm not sure what that is, if it was a cable bracket. A lot of bricks on the floor. here we head towards that curve. We've got another refuge on the right here. It looks like it's seen better days, this one. We've got here, you can see more brick repair at the base. A lot of erosion at the bottom. And as you can see here to the right, we've got a lot more patchwork. You can see how the original stone masonry was down at the bottom, but they've had a lot of brickwork done to it. I'm not sure when it will have been repaired, whether it was more recently after the line had closed. I'm guessing they will have had to do this to keep the structure strong in certain parts, just to protect any collapses from happening. It's very damp at this section now. Just here, you can see how the ingress is starting to increase more. There's been a lot of patchwork and repair work done, as you can see here. We've got another refuge to the left here. Good condition still. Bit of water ingress at the top. Now it looks like we've got here a lot of brick draining. You can see how the water ingress has caused all the masonry to cause the tunnel to look like this. So I believe we call it diluted brick, because all the brick has been so damp that it causes the tunnel to look this way. I've seen it in many tunnels. If you remember the East Norton tunnel they did 2 years ago, check that tunnel out if you haven't seen that video. We've got another refuge to the right here. That one's seen better days. You can see a slight little bit of a decay here on the stone. Again, we've got a brick arch at the top. Some more brackets at the top, just up here. You see a lot more erosion in the structure here. I'm not going to go touch it for in case it's weak, but you just see it there. It's wet. It's just been dripped on again. See an old cable bracket here. Got another refuge to the left here, slightly taller. These refuges seem to have different heights by the looks of it. Some slightly taller ones and slightly shorter ones. More cable brackets at the top there. And see more diluted brick as we head further up. Now if you have a look to the top there, you can see a lot more soot that the steam trains would have left behind. As you see, a majority of disused tunnels untouched unless they maintain them and spray them down. There's been a lot of trains going up and down this line, just short of a century, sorry. And we've got another refuge to the right here. You can see a slight little bit of brick repairs here. And a bit of decay in the arch. In fact, you can see here, there's a little bit of metal work in there that's been dripped on again. Now, there are no shafts in this tunnel. I didn't mention that, but because the tunnel's fairly short, it didn't really need any sort of ventilation. But the portals, got another refuge to the left here. Standard stone base and brick arch. And if we have a look up here, we've got some kind of, it looks like maybe some kind of, looks like it's made of wood. I'm not sure what that was. Was it something to protect the brick from coming down? Was it part of a support? Got another refuge to the right, as well as another brick arch. A little bit of graffiti, slight moss just above there. A bit more water ingress as you head further northwest. You could just hear the echo getting a bit louder because we're coming towards the northern end. The portal, you can just see, whoa. There's quite a lot of refuges in here for a fairly short tunnel, I'd say. I don't know what your opinion is on that. I don't know if you've never seen a disused railway tunnel before. These refuges were built to for any workers in the tunnel to escape any trains that were on approach. Now this tunnel has been done many times on YouTube before. I thought I'd just do my take, Johnny do his take. But I really do like this tunnel. Fairly short, I mean nothing major in here to point out, no major collapses or crap stacks or anything like that. But just another tunnel ticked off anyway, so here we have another refuge here. And you can see the brick arch up there. It goes all the way through. Just looking back to the south portal. Looks like here you had a door. You see the remains of the door. I think it was put up to obviously stop people coming in, but over the years it's been made accessible once again at both sides. So we're out into the northern portal. So the tunnel is bricked up slightly further in, as it was on the southern end. Now the portals are pretty much the same. We're coming out into a cutting at the northern end. We've got an old drainage system that's just down here. You can clearly see it was drainage for the tunnel. You couldn't really see much in the tunnel. Here's the northern end. See the stone wing wall at the side there. And we've got what looks like a cable bracket just on the top there. A couple of them. Maybe a third one. Quite a few that go in, as you saw when we were in there. So that was the Ravenscar Tunnel. 279 yards in length. Another tunnel ticked off. I'd say it's quite a decent condition inside to say it was closed in the 50s. A lot of water ingression in there. So we're going to now take you up to Ravenscar Station and have a look around there. So we've headed further south of the Ravenscar Tunnel down towards Ravenscar. There are still some remains around the station, such as the platform that I'm stood on. So I'm going to show you around the station and get some, hopefully, some before and after pictures in. As you can see here, I'm on a platform. Now the date the station opened was the 16th of the 7th, 1885. The company that opened it was the Scarborough and Whitby Railway. It fully closed completely and to passengers on the 8th of the 3rd, 1965. Now its original name was actually Peak Station, but was renamed to Ravenscar on the 1st of October 1897. And there was only a single track platform on the upside, which is this side that I'm on. So just taking a walk along the platform that heads down on towards the Cinder Trail now. I'm not going to be doing the Cinder Trail, not on this venture anyway, but I will be coming back at some point maybe to do a complete walk on this line. I'm just going to do this section today of the tunnel and the station. So here would have been our track bed, and here's a better shot of where the station. So this was, I guess, the upside platform. So just have a little walk on the track bed. Now apparently in 1908 there were a good siding that was built on the downside, and a second timber platform with a waiting shelter was added. Here's a look at the platform. This would have been our trap bed right here. To the left here we've got some kind of stone block. Not sure what that was. Now around here you would have had some wooden timber buildings, and it's just been brought to my attention that the potential base for the buildings were where you can see this stretch of land here. You just see the corner is still a little bit overgrown, but if I just take you to the back here, there's a little bit of a, see where the red brick and there's a concrete base under, which I'm guessing would have supported the buildings. And judging by the photograph, seeing the building in the background just over there, we think that's where they were.
When the Scarborough and Whitby Railway Company failed to have a station house built as requested by the NER, the latter had the station closed on the 2nd of March 1895, although some excursion trains were still stopped there. Now, after a station house was built, the station was reopened on the 1st of April 1896. Originally, there was only a single platform and a siding, as mentioned before, but a second platform was added in 1908. Ravenscar was the smallest equipped passing loop on the line, being able to pass trains consisting of 14 wagons, a brake van and the engine.
Now there would have been some kind of entry onto the other platform, which was around here somewhere. Now that platform looks like it's been long demolished, but the upside platform seems to have been kept. And there is a photograph that's been taken from around here, which I'm just going to try and fade in. If you just take note of the platform in the background and the building just behind it. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video on the Ravenscar Tunnel and the Ravenscar Station. Hope you all enjoyed it. Big thank you to Wet Dog.
See you later, guys.
And we'll see you again for another video. Take care. Bye bye.